Hey everyone, Josh Zaglowski is back with us today to share with you how he has helped our fellow Turley Talker small business owners get over $15 million in grants. Yes, you heard that right. I love saying it, $15 million. Think about it. What would an extra $26,000 do for your small business? Well, Josh is here to help you find out. Josh is a business owner who's made an amazing discovery that's helping businesses get their money back from Biden and the drunken spenders in DC. If you click on the link in the description below, you can see if you qualify for this, and I think it's going to be time well spent. We're going to show you exactly why. So please join me in welcoming back Josh Zaglowski. Josh, great to have you back with us.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be back. I'm glad to be back and hanging out with you again.
Oh, it's awesome. It was awesome hanging out with you at the American Freedom Tour and in Phoenix. That was really cool. A bunch of guys from Nashville and so forth that we have on our show all the time. We were all hanging out there, so together was great. Let's talk about something that's not so great. Let's just talk about the current economy right now and how you see inflation impacting business owners like yourself. Give us a sense generally of what you see with inflation, but also give us a sense too if you think we're headed into recession.
Yeah, it's one of those tough calls, right? I mean, I'm not a professional at it, but when I look at stuff, especially in my line of work, I've seen the pandemic really make a large amount of problems to business owners. Because I talk to business owners all day long. I talk to CPAs all day long that are referring their businesses or business owners that they currently do their taxes for and stuff like that. But the one thing I've kind of noticed is some things are turning around, but there's also been a delay, in rental income, for instance. Like there's certain places that have turned it back on recently that other ones are, starting to suffer. I mean, I'm in the commercial real estate business, and I get messages all the time on different opportunities now that I wasn't getting a year or two ago because it was just a delay of the problems of inflation and employment status and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, I just interviewed the other day our mutual friend Scott Scheel, and we talked a lot about red states versus blue states in terms of the impact that their contrasting political leanings have for the economy. So what's your take on how businesses in red states versus blue states, how are they doing in terms of the economic climate that we're facing?
Well, I go to what my profession is and what I've done as far as an entrepreneur, and with ERC, for instance, blue states versus red states, the blue states, a lot of shutdowns, and we work with all the shutdowns that have happened, and then some are still happening. We recently helped out some private schools in Hawaii, and to hear their problems they've had in the state of Hawaii has been unreal. Right. I mean, tons and tons. And, now that I travel the country and stuff here and there and present and help different businesses, I see the gas prices. And I say that because I've been in the oil business in the past, and I see the states, the red and blue states, like what the prices are, per, and it's heart-wrenching, and there's a lot of, I've noticed a lot of, people in the blue states moving to red states. And it's like, no, we want to keep it the way we've had it, and so I've been kind of noticing that lately too. So
I remember you and I were talking before our interview here. You had noticed even within red states, you have, at local levels, heavily Democratic populated areas. And that's where the shutdowns were the most severe, even within red states themselves.
Yeah, one example comes into play is recently we were endorsed by the Texas Dental Association and with our ERC company, and they, come to find out there was a referral of a referral, and we ended up meeting and presented to the Trump Miami hotel owners, and they told us at the very beginning, hey, we're looking at 2 or 3 other companies. We want you to wow us. We want you to present what you guys would do for us, all that kind of stuff. So we put together a pretty good presentation. And, we presented that to them. It went really well. But going through that, I went to my team and I said, hey, in Florida is one of the first states to open up. So to find shutdowns is going to be, I know, pretty tough, but do your best to find that so we can present something really good to them. They came back to me not even 3-4 days later. He said, Josh, there's been over 80 different shutdowns in their restaurants and this, because the mayor is, as a Democrat, or the city manager or something like that. But someone was in that lower level was a Democrat. So they had all these shutdowns nonstop. It just never stopped in that city, where that hotel is. And so
right.
We were able to find and suffice and substantiate that claim for the Trump Miami Hotel. And because of that, they awarded us the contract. In addition to, she's planning on, talking to other Trump hotels and the Florida Hotel Association for us. So,
Wow.
and it's because of that presentation that we were able to provide for her.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's astonishing how even states that we would have thought were red states that were flourishing, we're still even at local levels, a lot of suffering that was going on. And because of what the business that you're in, you were able to see that. So that brings me to something that is I find so fascinating here, and what's been such a blessing to so many on this channel, that regardless of whether a business is in a red state or a blue state, you have something that might significantly affect their ability to weather the coming economic storms that we're discussing here. So tell us about this, I think you've called it a glorified grant that's maybe accessible to the business owners listening here.
Yeah. So what it is, and like when you talk about discovery, I think what I really discovered, because this is, anyone could find this online. They could Google ERC credit and look it up. I think really what I discovered is no one was helping the business owner. 10 year ago, 10 out of 10 business owners didn't even know about this. Yet they know about the PPP and EIDL. It's under the same umbrella of the CARES Act. There was the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. And what that did was ERC and PPP started at the exact same time, in 2020, but yet Biden amended it where if you got PPP, you could now get ERC, you could get both. But yet, CPAs, tax professionals, enrolled agents, they aren't doing it because they don't do payroll. 95% of them don't do payroll that I've seen. And then payroll companies aren't doing it because they don't amend a return. They do the active payroll companies because they're a software company. So like there was this weird gray area up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. And why I call it a glorified grant is it's called employee retention credit. It's not debiting a credit on your taxes for a couple of years. This is a tax refund check.
Right.
You're literally getting a rebate of what you've already paid wages for back in 2020 and 2021, and that's really what it's for.
I love that. Yeah. So I like how you make a distinction between grant and rebate, right? Could you explain that distinction for us?
Yeah. So why they call it a credit, not a grant, is a grant, you have to specify what you're using the grant for. Where, I'm going to use it for this. And like PPP, an example, was a loan that was forgiven later. And you had to specify, I'm using it for wages, expenses, all this other stuff in order to be forgiven. This is forgiven the day you get it. And you can use it for whatever you want. If you want to buy more equipment for your business or start another location. I have a pizza joint that I always reference because I just love their story where they looked at getting $480,000. And the first thing they said, you know what, we've been talking about opening up another location. What does that do by doing that? That opens up 20 more jobs for their business. And so that's really the purpose of it, to help stimulate the economy, because this is the last COVID relief stimulus package out there.
Wow. Yeah. This is it. After this, no more. And again, we've talked about this so many times, but gang, if you don't know, the last time Josh was here, well, I said it earlier. If you don't know, last time he's here, since then, members of our audience have gotten a total of over $15 million in this ERC. And it's just absolutely amazing. And like you said, talking about the pizza place there, imagine what you can do with that kind of money. Again, it's your money. You're just getting it back. That's the beauty of it. So, can you give us a sense? Somebody's listening to this going, "Oh, this is too good to be true. I can't." You must be taking 75% of it or something. Give us a sense of just how it works out on your end, because you're obviously a facilitator to help a person who qualifies get this money back. So, what's your role in all of that? What does it cost, and all that good stuff.
In reality, we're a specialty tax company. So in other words, I'm not trying to get their business, as far as I want to do their taxes. No, we actually work with their CPAs, their enrolled agents, whoever they're using to do taxes. I always tell people, you can actually do this yourself. Absolutely. There's 280 pages worth of legislation, but I always compare it to, you can also defend yourself in a lawsuit, and you can do that. Your chances of having an attorney and helping that out and having a better outcome is probably a lot higher than representing yourself. That's the difference here, is we are that attorney that we're specialized in this for you. Now, like you mentioned, this is too good to be true. A year ago, 10 out of 10 business owners, didn't know about this. Today, 7 out of 10 didn't know about it. And even Forbes did an article about 6-8 weeks ago that said 70 to 80% of businesses now qualify for this because of the recent amendments. And so I always tell people, do not pre-qualify yourself, because number one, we do not charge anything upfront in order to even see if you get qualified. We charge 15% when you get the money on the back, because the one thing I don't like, that's crappy about the program, that's maybe a bad word, is it does take 6 to 8 months to send out the money from the IRS. And I always compare it to, if you owe the IRS money, they're going to be knocking on your door tomorrow. But yet, if they are going to send you money, they're going to take their time. So, part of the call to action too is, when we first started this, it was a 4-month turnaround for the IRS. Now it's 6 to 8 months. By the time maybe some of your viewers apply finally, it might be 12 months. So you definitely want to hurry and get in line and go to the link and apply as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a link down below, gang, for you to click to find out if you qualify. And Josh, what I really love about what you're doing is it's the philosophy. I know a lot of people know this, of the who, not how. If you want to spend all these hours trying to figure it out and all, yourself, the how of it, go right ahead. Or you could just have Josh and his company do it for you, and you'll be done, in a heartbeat. And that's certainly worth 15%. That's the beauty of the who, not how. It makes your life infinitely easier. How do people find out if they qualify or not?
So what they do is they'll hit the link. They'll spend about 5 or 10 minutes to go through questions, and the questions will be about their business, how many employees they have in these quarters in 2020 and 2021. At the very end of that, and we never ask for a credit card, nothing, they can get an email and says, we need you to upload these 3 separate documents, your 941s for these quarters, your PPP information, and your payroll report. And we define that where they upload it as far as in a secure Dropbox. Then it takes us about 2 weeks. We come back and we'll say, okay, you're approved for $220,000.42. Do you want us to file? So at that point, they can still back out. They can 90%.
Why, I have no idea, but
yeah. So anyways, they hit the DocuSign, and then we file it 72 hours later, and then we get paid when they get paid. So whenever the checks come in the mail, we then work it out with them as far as our payment in that regard.
Amazing. Gang, this is absolutely amazing. This is why we bring Josh on. If this weren't this once in a lifetime opportunity, we wouldn't be doing this right now. And Josh wouldn't be doing this right now. He'd be doing something else. What would you do with an extra $26,000 for your business? That is what patriots like Josh are here to do just for you. We want you to see you and your family flourish. And this is how you're going to do it. It's literally free money out there with this ERC program. And Josh is there as one of our many wonderful resources to help you get that money back from Biden and the drunkards in DC and the way they're spending it. So make sure to click on that link below, see if you qualify, get some more information. Josh's got some great testimonials on his website. We've got some great testimonies of people who have gotten a total $15 million in grants from working with Josh's program. So Josh, thank you so much for what you do. You're a patriot. You're changing lives like you never imagined. We'll have you back soon, I promise.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me again.